What's that? Where? When? How much is it going to cost? And what's the tax? Kirk from Moval. What up, bro?
Hey, how you doing today?
We're doing great. Kirk, we're going to join one of your homies in a moment, Al from Riverside, who's a frequent caller and friend of the show. I think you can see Al's house from your mansion, Kirk.
I doubt that.
Now, Kirk, before we go on, I know you're a Swabie. Of course, you're a Navy vet. We've talked about that many times. President Trump has pardoned that sailor, Christian Saucier, who served 1 year because he snapped photos of his classified nuclear submarine. And Trump pardoned him and thought that his punishment was harsh, and of course talked about the double standard between what happened to this guy versus what happened to Hillary for putting a private basement in her server and sending and receiving classified information and so forth and so on.
Yeah, I agree with the pardon.
I don't think he should have been prosecuted. Do you?
No. The camera never went any place. The the pictures were never sent any place. He turned it in immediately. I don't know what else they could have done.
And Kirk, all of a sudden, they found something in the statute that's not even there, which is intent. Remember he said, Comey did, that Hillary did not intend to do anything? Well, this guy didn't intend to do anything either. So if intent is there for her, how come intent wasn't there for him?
I don't know. I think it was a big mess. I don't know why he was picked. I don't know what was going on. He was targeted for some reason.
Al is in Riverside. Al, you're on with Kirk and Larry. How you doing, Al?
How you doing, Larry? Did you get some snail mail from me last week?
I most certainly did.
Yeah, there was some stuff about my dad and a couple of jokes in there. Let me get onto my topic. I know you put premium on speed here.
We have some time. Al, don't talk over me. We have some time. The stuff about your dad was great. The jokes weren't that funny. I just got to tell you. I've got to be honest.
I'm not a comedian. I'm also not a prince of the Pico Union either. So
That's
anyway,
true.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
Here's my topic. I don't know if you spotted last week that the Supreme Court ruled that Texas law enforcement officers doing the normal confluence of their duties can ask someone's immigration status.
Right.
Now, I've never understood why, with all of these other transgressions, you can collaborate, but the guy can't say, in addition to being a drunk driver or a murderer or whatever, are you legally in the state of Texas? The Supreme Court ruled that is legal. Do you think that would ever happen in California? It is, after all, simply law enforcement.
The answer is, under the Trump administration, I think that the authorities will be forced to do that. What Arizona did was to say, anytime you are arrested, you are going to be inquired about your immigration status anytime, but you cannot be arrested for suspicion of being in the country illegally. And that's what Trump wants. That's what Trump is going to do. And in my opinion, this Oakland mayor who tipped off the ICE raid, Al, is going to be hauled off to jail. And that's certainly what should happen. Kirk, in 1957, when the governor of Arkansas refused to integrate the school, what did Eisenhower do, Kirk?
He sent the troops down there.
Sent in the 101st Airborne. Damn right he did.
Yeah.
He also, Eisenhower also deported 1.5 million illegal aliens.
He sure did.
Was his duty as a leader of a sovereign country, which is why we fought World War II.
Well, he sure did deport hundreds of them, and you might recall the name of the operation, which I won't repeat. But anyway, Al, thank you very much for that. All right, Kirk, we have a number of things to talk about.
All right, let's get started.
Now, Kirk, I want to talk to you about the Tillerson firing. Here's my angle. You were in management for a number of years. I ran a company for a number of years. I fired people. You fired people. Never pleasant.
No.
Apparently, Trump did it via tweet. In other words, he found out he was a dead man walking via a tweet. And one of his staffers, one of Tillerson's staffers, said that he was blindsided by the firing or something like that. And the guy that put out that story got fired too. So my question, Kirk, is when you fired somebody, how did you do it?
Face to face. Brought them into the office. Usually had somebody there with me, but it was always face to face.
And how many people did you have to fire over the years you were there, would you say?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe 10. I don't know.
Well, I fired a number of people too. And when I fired them, it was because they didn't meet the expectation that we all agreed on ahead of time. They had to be met. And,
Yeah.
Kirk, the first time I fired somebody, I mean, I literally almost threw up in the bathroom. It was that wrenching for me. But after I started firing other people, and Kirk, I got to tell you, it got easier and easier. And I began to realize that I was jeopardizing the rest of the company if I didn't get rid of bad people. And the other people wanted me to get rid of bad people. So after a while, it didn't bother me that much. It was never pleasant, But I can't say that I lost a whole lot of sleep when I got rid of somebody who wasn't doing what he or she should be doing.
No, I never found it a pleasant exercise.
Mm-hmm.
It never was comfortable. But I was also with the fact that most people fire themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were highly regulated. You had rules and regulations, you know, attendance and all that other stuff. So when they got in trouble, they'd already violated, you know, one or more of the rules of employment. So I always kind of comforted myself with the fact that even though I was the one giving them the notice, it wasn't me. They had done it themselves.
Right. Kirk, just 45 seconds or so left in this segment. You know, your boy Matt Damon is leaving. He says he's moving to Australia because he can't stand Trump. Now, you got me watching all these Jason Bourne movies. Now I don't know if I can watch him anymore, Kirk.
Well, I don't think he's going to be making any more. I think you can make him from Australia.
Well, I got a feeling he'll hop on one of his carbon footprint burning planes and go wherever he needs to go in order to do a movie. All right, Kirk, don't go away. I want to talk to you about Stormy Daniels making an offer that Trump could refuse. Hey, I'll give you back the 130 if you cut the DNA. Why would I do that? The reason you signed the DNA is so that you wouldn't rat me out. But now you want me to give you the money back so you can rat me out after signing a DNA saying you wouldn't?